You're listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional. Today's topic, Gaius, a footnote in history? A footnote is a note of reference that is usually placed at the bottom of a printed page, but it can also describe a person or event that is considered of minor importance. At best, the Gaius of whom we read in Acts 19 is a footnote in history. Much can be assumed about him, but little can be determined, especially since there are 3 others in the Bible with the name of Gaius. But let's start with what we do know. This Gaius was with Paul in Ephesus, a town where the apostle ministered for 3 years. Indeed, Ephesus was more than just a town. It was one of the 7 cities in Asia Minor where the nascent religion of Christianity had taken root, so much so that converts and their influence were having an impact on the local idolatry business. In Ephesus, many were losing interest in praying to the goddess Diana. Paul's preaching turned people away from idol worship, even as influential as the cult of Diana was in that place and time. Being an associate of Paul on that trip, Gaius certainly shared his testimony and spoke with people who likely abandoned their pagan ways in favor of worshiping the true God. And this Gaius was a Macedonian, from a prosperous area on the plains of Thessalonica in Greece, a land noted for timber and precious metals. Though the Christians of Macedonia were at times in distress, Gaius did hail from a prosperous and, one imagines, cultured region. It is possible that he was converted under the teaching of Paul. Imagine having the great apostle to give you Bible studies. Now Gaius is in Ephesus dealing with a dangerous situation. Cooler heads prevailed, and Aristarchus and Gaius were freed from captivity unharmed. Paul, having avoided the mob, left Ephesus for Macedonia. We learn no more of this Mr. Gaius, but what is known should encourage believers today. He found faith, placed his life alongside Paul's, and ventured forth to share the good news with others, not counting the cost of such a move. There are still people today who need to hear the gospel. Would you be willing to be a footnote in the history of gospel evangelism? Have you ever shared the gospel in a setting where it was unpopular? Paul reminded Timothy, all who desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. Our key Bible text today comes from Acts chapter 19 and verse 29. And the whole city was filled with confusion, and having caught Gaius and Aristarchus, men of Macedonia, Paul's companions in travel, they rushed with one accord into the theater. Thank you for listening to the Amazing Facts Daily Devotional.